There are two types of discipleship. You and I are going to need them both if we're going to thrive and grow in our faith. In this video, I'm going to show you what they are and show you how to get these two types of discipleship in your life. The first type of discipleship is discipleship at a distance. Now, you and I both have heroes in the faith, heroes people that we look up to and we admire for how faithful they were in their life, whether they've lived and died years or hundreds of years ago, or whether they're alive today. They are pioneering the way and leading and building God's kingdom, and they are people that are investing in us. They've written books that are challenging us and growing us, but they aren't in our lives necessarily. They are at a distance. They could be long dead and they're still discipling us. And we need these people in our life who are discipling us at a distance. I think the best way to make sure that we have this form of discipleship in our life is probably to digest content. Through reading books and listening to podcasts or sermons or interviews or whatever it is. Just make sure that we're investing in our own journey by listening to their stories and listening to their advice. And the best way to have that is to be reading and investing and digesting content that's going to challenge you, not just in your sphere of, yes, I agree with these things, but pushing that to stretch your understanding, stretch your growth and your relationship with Jesus, to have a better picture of who he is. So the first kind of discipleship is discipleship at a distance, and the best way to have this in your life is to be digesting content. The second form of discipleship, and this is the one that we need the most, is discipleship up close. Discipleship up close is when you have somebody in your life who is investing into you week to week in an intentional discipleship relationship. This doesn't happen by accident. This happens when you or they pursue a discipleship relationship where they invest into your life, invest into your faith, and you've given them permission to have access to the more personal parts of your life because you genuinely trust them and you admire them for their faith in their life. Very few of us have a relationship like this. And the reason why that is because we are so independent. We have a podcast theology, we read our Bible, and we have everything. We may have discipleship at a distance, but that's it. It's at a distance. No one is given access to the closed parts of our lives, and we keep people out of our lives in a personal way. And that is, I think, a big mistake. We need people who have access to call us up, to hold us accountable, to know where we're at, know where we want to be, know our strengths and our flaws and our weaknesses and our successes, and who is there for our betterment, but is going to be alongside us long term. The best way to be discipled up close is to pursue a relationship like this. Think about the people in your life. Think about somebody who is older than you, who you admire for their faith, for their sacrifice, for their generosity, for their family life. All of these things matter. Who you admire, and ask them to disciple you. It could be as simple as that. You're like, hey, I really respect you and I want to have a faith like yours. Do you mind spending half an hour with me each week, Monday morning? Let's grab a coffee before work and let's just chat about life. They may have never done anything like this before, so just be patient with them. But it's a great opportunity to ask tough questions, give them access, and just share your story and share life with people. This is what it means to be a follower of Jesus, is to do it in community. So I'm not sure where you're at in your discipleship journey, but I highly, highly recommend that you seek to be discipled at a distance by digesting content, and also to be discipled up close by having somebody who meets with you, who is investing in you week to week in an intentional dialogue, an intentional relationship. So what are you waiting for? Go do it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this channel. This is very early days. I'm learning how to do all this. I'm still getting used to talking to a camera and all this stuff. So I value you so much, and I would love for you to just continue to support me and support us and support this channel by just following and sharing and being part of this. We want to get good Bible stuff in the hands of young people everywhere, and that will help them and genuinely bless them and challenge them in their faith. So I would love for you to continue to support us by liking this video or sharing it or whatever works for you. But I just want to say thank you for your support by watching this, and if you would be so kind as to subscribe and to share this content, that would mean so much to me, because it really does help get the news out, get the word out about this channel. It's very early days. We're still learning as we do this, but it's really exciting, and so I appreciate your support. And if you wanted to go even the next step, this is totally optional, but I have a Patreon account where we have 20 or so amazing people who are supporting this channel financially, and so if you want to join, there's a link in the description below, but there's no pressure at all. But just if you love seeing Christian content online in a short form model, we'd love to have your support as you join us in reaching people and investing in people on the digital platform like YouTube. So thank you so much, and really appreciate your support.